Hey.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Warren? Big Warren?
Your mother there?
I thought this was Little Warren. No, it's Big Warren.
He never wants to talk to me. Is your mom there?
This is Richard Lewis.
How y'all been?
How you doing? I'm good.
Country, New York.
I'm going to New York.
Oh yeah, we went down to New York, going to the great God's country.
We're in God's country. New York.
God's country, that's all I know is God's country.
New York. Going to New York.
Oh yeah, New York.
He always says he saw me somewhere. I thought I saw you downtown. I saw you coming down over at the governor's side. What was that street?
Oh, were you on West Broad? I saw you this afternoon.
High Street.
Yeah. You driving the white van. I said, Dad, I don't have the white van anymore.
Warren says he's a paratrooper.
This paratrooper is us.
That's right.
This
I'm a
paratrooper.
paratrooper, and you know we survive through everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
When I was in college, he used to say something all the time like, what'd you learn today in school? Did you learn anything new?
What did you read today?
Like I'll tell him Richard's in the shower or something. He'll say, it's not Saturday night. What are you doing? Or it's not Sunday. Yeah, it's not Saturday night.
I'm always supposed to take a shower on Saturday.
Almost every other day to make sure that I'm working and that his taxpayer money is going to good use. So he calls me every day and he says, did you go to work today? How many breaks did you take today? Are you wasting my government funding? That's what he always says. He calls me at least twice a week and says that. So.
For real?
Yeah.
What them dogs doing?
How's Coco?
Yeah.
Always ask.
Where's Coco?
Yeah.
Especially that little brown one. What's his name again? Bendy, Dad. Bendy.
Where's Bindi? How's little Tosh? How's Ruby?
And what about the other ones? Yes, they're still here too.
I just was over there like last week, and I didn't know he got that new Lincoln. So yeah.
I've always seen him with a Lincoln.
So, let me tell you about Richard Lewis Jr. Richard Lewis Jr. is born October 22nd, 1929 in Montgomery, Alabama, to Jessie Mae Lewis and Richard Lewis Sr. As a young boy, long before meeting his wife, he delivers the paper to the Pitts family. Later, Richard graduates from Loveless High School. Then he enters the service in 1946 with his brothers in the 82nd Airborne. He does basic training at Fort Knox and jump school in Georgia. Then the Korean War starts. He marries June P. Lewis in 1950, and they have 3 kids, Sheila, Patty, and Richard III. Returning from the Korean War, Richard moves to Rochester, New York, but not before traveling back to Montgomery to pick up his family. Richard starts out as a corrective therapist, now known as occupational therapy. He graduates from Alabama State University, then Rochester Institute of Technology, and then attends Tuskegee University for physical medicine and studies at the University of Chicago. Eventually, he switches careers and becomes a successful realtor. There, he opens Lewis & Associates, as well as several other companies. In 1969, he sets up a business in Texas. The kids grow up, leave New York, and start their own lives. Richard traveled back and forth from Texas and New York until he decides it was just too cold and moves permanently to Texas. But when you ask him, he'll say, "I'm a pioneer and a pathfinder." Lives move forward, in no particular order. Sheila has a fulfilling career, living independently in several states, and has a boatload of cats. Jessica becomes a speech pathologist, marries Warren Irving Jr., giving birth to Bianca and Warren III. Richard owns his own structural painting business, marries Sheila McCraney, welcoming Jason, and gives birth to Richard and Preston. Patty Lewis, now Patty Irving, moves with her family to Ohio. Everyone said, "Why the heck not?" and they all move there too. Richard and his wife June host excellent parties. He loves playing poker, even had a poker club. He's an avid golfer. He owns a large collection of hats. He's a lifelong member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
Happy birthday, Newt.
His whole life has been blessed with many doggy friends.
Richard, come here and show you something.
That's Coco.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
He's the reason why we have that dog. So.
There's much we can learn from him.
He taught me how to make a Rob Roy, a perfect Rob Roy.
Rob,
Perfect.
Perfect.
First thing is you take your ice. Everybody put ice in the glass.
All right. We need another clamper.
Pass it stuff down.
What do you want?
All of it. Pass it down. Pass the vermouth. First, we're gonna take the sweet vermouth. Put just a dab of sweet vermouth.
Dab.
Now,
How do you measure a dab?
pass the dry, white,
Dry.
extra dry. All right, Richard, put a little dab of sweet vermouth. Well, yeah, you can do it that way, that's good. Now, you put more of this, sweet, dry.
2 times.
Okay. Now if you want a good Rob Roy double, you fill that up all the way up to the top. Okay. Now you want to pick more of the sweet, not more dry.
Oh, the dry. More than dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like it sweet.
Well, you got to say it. Fill that up.
This one?
Yeah.
It smells rich.
That white label.
Oh my God. You need an Uber.
That's a whole shot.
You need an Uber.
Well, you know. Experience.
Put some hay in your chest, as he would say.
Experience drinkers.
Now you have a perfect Rob Roy.
Perfect Rob Roy.
Here's to Rob Roy.
really remember the context of the story or even what he said. I just know the overall message was basically procrastination is terrible and there's no reason to procrastinate. Like, if you find yourself like saying, oh, I'll do it later, right when you say that, I'll do it later, do it now. Just by thinking, I'll do it later, you might as well just do it now. I went to an OTB with him when we were in Rochester, and I think he bet on like 2 or 3 horse races and won like $2,700. Actually, one of them, he would have gotten, I think, double or triple that, but we remember getting the ticket. We know he bought the ticket for that order. He put 20 on an order of horses, but we lost the ticket. It was on the floor. We were like looking on the floor for, where's the ticket? We had the top, it was a pick 3 and he put 20 on it and he had it in the right order and he's looking through them, we lost the ticket. And so yeah, that was, I don't know what we can learn from that, but.
The only thing that I can remember growing up is, as Granddaddy says, they may be able to take things away from you, but once you get it up here, they can never take that away from you because it's always there. And I've lived by that motto.
Have you read today?
Read and reread and read again. Always read and reread and read it again.
The answer was always yes.
What comes to mind when I think about Granddaddy, obviously a hard worker.
I know he used to always say, you know, work smarter, not harder. Definitely remember that because I do that to this day, okay?
When I was young, watching him get up every morning and put a suit and tie on, I always admired that.
It's like plain and simple your work ethic, man. You know, you work harder than most human beings I know. And, you know, I can see how that stemmed down to my dad.
I've always admired his work ethic. He was always working.
Oh, yeah.
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 And keeping busy, and so, yeah. Even today, he's always busy.
Yeah.
You have always been someone that I admired and tried to emulate. You're smart. You have good work ethic.
He keeps his mind busy. You know, he doesn't let his mind get idle. You know, so he's always doing something.
Him talking about being an entrepreneur and wanting me to own something more than rent it.
I remember when I was like in 8th grade, going to 9th grade, and I took an entrance exam to go to St. Agnes School for Girls, and I passed with flying colors. But they wanted to put me in a program for secretaries or administrative admins rather than a college preparatory course. Dick had a fit. If I was smart enough to pass the exam to get into that school, I was certainly smart enough to be put into a college preparatory class.
And being in this world, you could have so much to complain about.
Yeah.
And he has very, very little.
You joined the frat at about 28, and I came in about 26. Our differences only come in politics and religion, but those subjects are off limits for tonight. So, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Granddaddy.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dick. Wish you many, many more.
Happy birthday, Granddaddy.
Happy birthday, Granddaddy.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Happy birthday, Granddaddy.
Happy birthday, honey. Happy birthday to you and many, many more. Love you.
Hey, Granddaddy. Want to wish you a happiest 90th birthday. Don't celebrate too hard. Talk to you later.
Happy birthday, Uncle Richard. May you have many, many more years of blessings. We love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Richard. And happy to you.
Happy birthday, Granddaddy. I love you, sir.